Let me tell you something. You'll never see me anywhere near one of these. The craziest things about rides like this is, you never know when the drop is gonna hit. There are no countdowns or warnings. It's just you strapped in and waiting for the inevitable plunge. See if you can tell if this one is riding on the track or hanging below it. You can see the entire town of the drop level of this roller coaster. However, what goes up must surely come down. Welcome to Ferrari Land, where rides go so fast they sound like race cars. My stomach dropped and my palms started sweating, and I was not even there, oh my god. Yeah, roller coasters are a rush, but that whole boomerang thing, my brain just can't handle it. The part must be paying the janitorial staff a fortune, because let's be honest, after a spill on this piece, I can only imagine the aftermath is equally terrifying for their cleaning supplies. Rock doesn't even come close to describing this ride. It's very rough with endless loops and turns. Get ready for this. The light show at the beginning of this ride is like a magic trick. It distracts you from the crazy fun that's about to happen. The way it throws you back into reality afterwards is insane. You say you're ready. No amusement ride video compilation is complete without a tribute to Richard Graft. All right, guys, bye dummy. I'm so dumb I forgot to put the shoulder shots on. Wouldn't even go on this ride if it was free. Would you? This ride flings roaches and spins all at the same time. You sure will be getting a bang for your buck, but can you handle it? I can't even call this a ride. It's a guaranteed case of dizziness, potential puking, and maybe even pass it out. 4 words Ferris wheel on airlines. That first drop looked like a drop into oblivion. Oh my God. Huge thanks to the camera person, because I can experience all the thrills without ever having to leave my couch. Terrifying right aside, can we take a moment to focus on the mechanics of this contraption? It's such a complex ride with a deceptively simple design. I'm enough. Just like Wonder Woman's lasso, this ride will have you confessing the truth about the wild ride you've just experienced. If you're looking to get dizzy, just spin yourself around. If you come out of this ride with clear vision and steady legs, you're definitely not warm-blooded. Remember that scene in Divergent where they all jumped into the giant net? Yeah, this is basically the real-life version of that. This ride starts off slow, but gets really crazy really fast. 1 minute you're thinking, is this it? The next minute you're wishing you brought a barf bag. They weren't kidding when they named this ride Pandemonium. It's pure chaos from start to finish. This zip-lining route is so breathtaking. I conquer my fear of heights in a heartbeat to experience it. That reverse was insane. My heart skipped a V when the ride randomly moved backwards. It's one of those rides that keeps you guessing. This ride is so pretty. It distracts you from how scary it can get. It's called the Aeronaut Tower Swing, and the name alone should tell you everything you need to know. Chaotic does not even begin to describe what this is. This ride is definitely for the thrill seeker, and the thrill seekers alone. Only those craving an adrenaline rush will dare to go on this ride. Are you one of them? This is the world's fastest roller coaster. Right on the street is that. You have to sign a waiver before you can ride it. Yes, it's that crazy. Ziplining might have you gripping the handles for dear life, but hey, at least if you was so good, it'll distract you from your crippling fear. Imagine sitting front row on a roller coaster with a drop this insane. It'll make your life flash before your eyes. And maybe a little lunch too. If you do not have a stomach of steel, do not attempt to ride this contraption. You heard it here first. This is a peculiar roller coaster if I've ever seen one. It's called the Inferno, and unlike the usual coasters that hug the tracks, this one tumbles as it goes through. Not only would you be scared on this ride, but you'd also have to be worried about your hair getting caught in a ride next to you, because it's so damn close. This ride looks like it belongs on a construction site. But hey, the roughest looking contraptions give the wildest rides. The creepy bells are bad enough, but that final burst of speed at the end, this ride is basically screaming, I'm about to mess you up. The screams coming from this clip are enough to make my stomach turn. This ride looks like it promises the worst case of vertigo. Hitting mock foreigner Doug has to be the funniest amusement park story ever. Clearly, balloons and horses do not mix. Thankfully, Merida isn't just a damsel in distress. She can hold her own. Okay, now I see why every single person has on life jackets. Usually team mascots are on the cuter side, but the Chicago Bears are out here, scaring the living soul out of unassuming arcade goers. Before he makes a jump, can I just say he really didn't have to do this? Here I am, I can't believe you. Rumor has it, she still hasn't forgiven Roger to this day. Say hi to all my TikTok fans. Hi, TikTok. Hold on, baby, it's no. One thing I forgot to show you guys. Adam, this operator, is gonna drive everyone away from the park if he keeps up with the scary pranks. He's freaking out this much over a virtual roller coaster. He shouldn't be anywhere near a real one. My heart rate is up just watching this. These guys are daredevils. To get the hang of a water jetpack, you should expect to be knocked out at least 1 or 2 times. Main parts. Always make sure to remind us that dinosaurs did, in fact, exist, and they were very scary. No, there is no way I am calling you that. Why you spent lives on your shots? Yeah, the costume, the voice acting, and the improv. Get Megatron on SNL now. Tell me, young boy, have you come to join Megacepticon Army? You want to explain why you failed as a parent, raising a little Autobot. Turn around, girl. You guys want me to do that? Carnival rides can quickly go from fun to fear in a matter of seconds, as you're about to see in this video. The operator had to manually and carefully dampen the swinging motion of both rides, and all the kids were let out safely. Are you okay? We're fine? I love you. Tell me about the ride, what you think about the ride. Well, it was great. Why? 'Cause apparently you're spinning around, and apparently every time you get dizzy. This little boy stole the show at the Wing County Fair. I've never ever been on live television. Are you excited? Yeah. And apparently I only went down the super slide. When I went down the wall, I was scared half to death. Getting smacked in the face by a bird during a roller coaster ride is as random as it is funny. Bungee jumping is for babies. All the cool kids go catapult. Base jumping 1, 2, 3. Hold on to the bars, hold on to the bars. There we go, oh God. Everybody thank you for what's up. This is every kid's reaction before their first super ride. Here we go, here we go. Chinese makes some of the most creative and out-of-the-box electronics in the world. This is a merry-go-round on steroids. It is way less merry, and it does a lot more going around. This activity is known as a skydiving formation, and I think it's the next big thing. Would be a fun theme park activity. Hey, go. Imagine fighting bad guys all week, only for a children's slide to knock you down. This might be the most dangerous and impractical slide I've ever seen. You're kidding, no. They fell out of your seat. Those bolts fell in the seat. I'm sorry. we're witnessing this kid's villain origin story of I'm never riding, get him. The manager now, what the hell? The trampoline just took off on us. Who else didn't know that? Bouncing castles could also double as hot air balloons. This attraction gives you a totally immersive experience, very immersive. Of my top 3 places not to get stuck, a top of 300-foot roller coaster is number 1. The winds were probably too high, so the roller coaster's emergency brakes were triggered. So we were riding a ride-um? This isn't supposed to be upside down like this. It's been like that for already 2 to 3 minutes. I feel bad for them. Upside down for roughly 30 minutes. Due to a power outage, 5 minutes? Maybe a little bit more? And they've just been hanging up there this whole time. Luckily, everyone made it out safely, and they were all offered free tickets. The real question is, how did he get in? How chaotic hot air balloon landings could be, if you were wondering. Grandpa just proved that age is nothing but a number. Is it poking in the butt? Sometimes nostalgia gets the best of us and we. Wait a minute, is that Danny DeVito? If only inflatables came with age limit specifications. They actually do, these guys just don't care. This lady is a regular at the Mall of America, and every time she's there, she makes sure to blow everyone's minds. Just when we thought it was safe, the Belle I'll Slide claims another victim. If you're in need of a new iPhone, this happened at Europa Park in Germany. Here's why trained professionals are super important. As if bungee jumping wasn't scary enough, there's a new hold on while I scare the life out of you option. I thought my scariest ride was in my brother's car, just after he got his license. No phone hits after the age of 60. End of the human race. That's the only reasonable explanation for this contraption. This supposed to be fun or a way to traumatize kids. What happens when you continue to be the class clown 20 years after graduation? Oh, don't worry, he's absolutely fine. A dinosaur theme park in Bangkok had a day straight out of the Jurassic World movie. When one of the seats in the Ferris wheel went up in flames, I hope there's nobody in there. No one was on the ride at the time of the fire. Have you ever wanted to know what it'd be like to be in a blender? You're in luck now, weirdo, it exists. This man shins guitar, they'd be begging for mercy. Getting a tattoo and then bungee jumping. It doesn't get more American than that, folks. If you ever want your kids to get into F1 racing, we found you the perfect training group. Start them young. You can go on this ride, there's really no fear. You can't conquer that. You're gonna be screaming like what? Countdown Karen is out here saving lives. What if one day the switchback got stuck? Hey, I know we're all thinking it. Here's some unfiltered, impeccably timed genius improv. Kids at this fest are gonna be sleeping in their parents' bed. For days, those nightmares will be rough. This ride was brought to an emergency halt after a wheel popped off the hinges. Thankfully, both dad and son are okay. Someone fell off the ride while they were on it. Yeah. I can confidently say right now that there is not enough money in the world to make me go on this ride. Falcon's Fury will knock the air right out of your lungs and the saliva right out of your mouth. Don't believe me, just watch. The King the Car roller coaster does not waste any time getting into the action with a hydraulic launch, a paddle bolt ride straight into an action-packed adventure. Apparently the sum. The Giant Drop, a dream world in Australia, is a pretty fun run. To me, however, it's just free falling with a safety harness. Imagine King Kong, but instead of causing mayhem and mischief, he decides to take up a job at the theme park, spinning people for fun instead. The Red Force roller coaster is the fastest one in all of Europe. It reaches an impressive speed of 210 kilometers per hour. Pro tip, if your coaster starts off in the pitch black, you better get ready for a very scary ride. The Takabisha roller coaster goes so fast, it'll leave your stomach in knots, maybe permanently. A pedestrian bridge in the middle of the mountain. Sounds a little bit crazy, right? And yet here we have it. The Mount Titlis Cliff Walk was built so visitors could safely explore the Swiss Alps. So just because you can do something doesn't always mean that you should. The Grand Canyon, for example, is not the place for stunts like these. So I think maybe this guy is taking the phrase, living life on the edge, a little bit too literal. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe walking through the extremely narrow wash and plank on a foggy day wasn't the best idea that these three could have come up with. This ride was named the Insanity because, well, you'd actually have to be insane to want to dangle and spin off the side of a building that's over 900 feet high. Hey, if you love seeking thrills and don't mind a little smell of sulfur in the air. Fury 235 is the tallest and tied for the fastest steel roller coaster in the world. You may do with that information what you will. The Agent is a four-dimensional roller coaster. In this case, it basically means you not only get to enjoy an epic layout of a track, but each seat also rotates 360 degrees. The appropriately named Thank God Ledge is a rock climber's nightmare. It's located at the Yosemite National Park, and in order to cross it, you need an incredible amount of patience and skill. Launching your wingsuit in between the cracks of two mountains is pure insanity. That's a daredevil if I've ever seen one. This man claims he foot-launched the smallest wing ever, and honestly, I'm inclined to believe that thing is tiny. I look like I thought it was. No matter how crazy you think you are, just remember that out there's some guy jumping off cliffs with a parachute. There's a water slide at the OCD water park called the Anaconda now. If you know anything about snakes at all, then you know that the length of this slide is doing its name. This roller coaster is so certifiably insane, it actually holds the Guinness World Record for the most inversions. The 2015 Red Bull hosted an elaborate race down the Tiananmen Mountain in China for some cyclists. This ladder in Austria is popularly known as the Stairway to Heaven. It connects two mountains and allows people to reach one of the highest summits in northwestern Austria. Okay, I'm convinced. Kite surfing might just be the next best activity for the summer. You may be thinking that this water slide was actually designed to waterboard tourists, but just wait until you see the next one. If you ever want to know what true terror actually feels like, maybe try the front seat of the Nemesis Inferno. This ride is called the Ultra Twister, and it definitely delivers on its name. It's guaranteed to twist and turn your insides to mush. If you're like me and don't quite have the money to travel all the way to Universal Studios to experience the Jurassic World wide, don't worry, we got you covered. If you ever find yourself in Argentina wanting for thrills, and this extreme boat ride at Iguazu Falls might just be what the adrenaline junkie ordered. Its official title is the Giant Canyon Swing, but I call it the Death Ripper's phone number if you ever had one. And thank God, Godzilla doesn't even have to work for his food anymore. He just relies on this sacrificial system. The Grand Canyon is a pretty awesome tourist destination, however. The white water rapids down below are even more fun. Hey, it's all fun and games until someone panic jumps off the side of the railing. This water slide is supposed to mimic what it's like to go into a black hole. Is your bucket list looking a little bit basic? Introducing shark cage diving. It might just be the crazy activity. You need to bring it back to life. She not only jumped off a 160-meter bridge, but managed to do 6 front flips on her way down. Rumor has it that record still remains unbroken. It has a reverse launch and an insane track layout. That will make your heart fully stop once or twice. You know what they say, friends at base. Jump together, stay together. Yeah, this has gotta be a road that leads to heaven. So it's a 30-meter drop and a helmet is all the protective gear they're offering. Yeah, I think I'll stick to having fun right here on the ground. If you're like me in the swings, we're your favorite part of the playground as a kid. What you're looking at here is the deepest pool in the world. It is 60 meters deep and looks like an abandoned. Skydiving is already terrifying. Adding backflips to the mixes. Imagine trusting a couple of pieces of fabric to keep you from going on the ground. You know, for a wooden coaster built back in the 1980s, the Wolverine Wildcat can still pack a thrilling punch. It's the kind of ride that sneaks up on you. One of the most popular rides at Thor Park is the Nemesis Inferno. You're about to find out why. Even though this isn't actually an entrance to the underworld, it is certainly the closest thing we can find here. Would you believe me if I told you that this pit has been on fire for over 50 years straight? strange-looking cave in Battambang, Cambodia is home to thousands of bats. Want to know the creepiest part? At sunset, these bats fly out of their cave en masse in an eerie display.